Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, can everybody see the slides? Okay? Perfect. If you can't, you're more than welcome to come down. I mean, that's what usually what the pastor tells you. Come on up, don't be afraid. Except I'm not a pastor, I'm just an ex-military soldier, so.
Loud back here, Norm.
Can't hear.
Can everybody hear me? I'm gonna put it closer to my mouth, okay? All right, well, welcome to my facilities director's dialogue. My name is James DeBorja. I've been with the facility, with the organization since 2018. So I've been here approximately about 6 years or so. Like amongst some of you or most of you, I'm also retired military, U.S. Army Corps. And branch, it's aviation branch. When I retired a few years back, I told myself, yes, I don't have to take orders from commissioned officers. And then I get here. But no, really, I don't mind. I love the residents here, and I love the history, and I love, all the stories that I hear from a lot of the commissioned officers. We have World War II veterans, Vietnam veterans. Myself, I'm also a combat veteran. I've been deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, so those are fun days for me. I'm sure, you all had some fun days too. Even the spouses, when your husbands were deployed, I'm sure you had a great time. Them out being deployed and having a great time back at home. But let's get back to my presentation. So here's the agenda. We're gonna have a quick introduction. My mission statement will be an internal mission statement. Facilities, areas of responsibility, our operations, clarification of departmental responsibilities, completed work order and follow-ups, maintenance, on-call, emergency procedures. So did everyone get a handout when they came in? Okay, so there's going to be a lot of information in that handout that we might want to refer to. Okay, this is my organizational chart, okay? This is me up top as a director. Sorry. Again, I'm the director, James DeBorja. My manager is Stephen Scott. Stand up, Stephen. All right. Stephen has been with us about 6 years or so. He was here prior to myself also. Took a quick departure and came back. But Stephen's also prior military, has a lot of managerial experience. He's a great guy. Very well respected by residents, and I'm glad to have him on my team. Our team leader and supervisor is John Butron. Stand up, sir. John has probably about 25, 30 years in maintenance, and he's one of my subject matter experts when it comes to mechanical, electrical, plumbing. He also has a hand in life safety or healthcare, and he assists Suzanne and myself in making sure that we are in compliance on the life safety portion. One fact about John, prior to him being a maintenance technician, he used to be in a rock and roll band. And he has a video, and he has a record. Don't you have a record, John? That's correct. If you need a copy of it, let me know, we'll get it to you. All right, my administrators, okay? Matthew Jackson, please stand up. So Matthew Jackson has been with us since what? How long? 5 years or 3, 4 years? 4 years. He used to be with the front desk. Matthew is also ex-military, has a lot of professionalism. Administratively, he's very strong. He does all my invoices, my presentations. Well, I did this myself, so I'll take credit for this one. But he's very well spreadsheets, Word documents, anything administratively with Microsoft Office he can handle. And Rachel Rodriguez, formerly Rachel Bermea. Rachel has over 20 plus years in customer service. I'll let you guys talk to her because she knows how to de-escalate the situation very well. So if you hear from her before you get to us, and I mean that, I'll put her in there for a reason, okay? Now in our department, we have some tier 2 technicians here in this area, and tier 1 and tier 2. Okay, so we have Sergio, Robert, Frankie, John, Ernesto, Orlando, and Javion, okay? Orlando Valdez is actually our area beautification coordinator. outside the community. So if you see someone out there painting fences, conducting street striping, making minor repairs around the community, that's probably going to be him. And I have one painter throughout for 600 residents. So painting is kind of a challenge for my department, but we will make do with what we have. Sergio, Robert, Frankie, John, these are my tier 2 guys. And if you notice that we're conducting a lot of preventive maintenance now in the organization and through in the community also. And these folks here on this side will conduct minor repairs and also a lot of our preventive maintenance that's currently happening. On the right side, these are my tier 3 folks, okay? Stephen Alexander, Johnny Alvarado, Moises Arriaga, Gerald Ross, Donnie Santos. These guys are top notch, okay? So that means they have EPA certifications, they have high level of skill set when it comes to mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, okay? And they're great, my guys are, I'm very proud of them, considering we have to service probably about 600 plus residents, with 11 guys that really are in there, conducting all these work orders. I'm really proud that they're able to handle all their work orders on a daily basis. So this is our internal mission statement, okay? The facilities department is dedicated to supporting the organization's goals and ARC values. We aim to provide residents with the highest level of service, okay? All right, just some clarification. So what is facilities and what are our areas of responsibilities, okay? So primarily we will conduct maintenance and repairs. Okay, so we're talking about infrastructure, commercial and residential. That means the main building, this main building, all the cottages, okay? So the high rise is considered in my terms a commercial building because we are inspected by the fire marshal. Okay, we have fire protections, the sprinklers and fire alarm systems. So we're held to a certain standards when it comes to the fire marshal and possibly state. Mechanical, oops. We also handle mechanical, electrical, and plumbing repairs in the organization and the community. Life safety is also one of our areas of responsibility. We're talking about fire protection, burglar alarms, and again, we assist healthcare and life safety in terms of compliance and inspections, okay? And a lot of people don't know this one, but fleet management, yes, that falls under the facilities department also. So we have approximately 27 fleet vehicles here, separated out to all the departments, with UTO, design studios, maintenance, housekeeping, they all have vehicles, believe it or not. They fall under us. So we're in charge of the maintenance and repairs and the preventive maintenance of all these vehicles. We have vehicles, golf carts, Gators, John Deere, and then again, as I spoke earlier, we have area beautification that's currently conducted. So now this one, area beautification, is fairly new. It's about a year and a half old. Has anybody seen like all the parking covers being painted? So that's our project also. It's a slow process, but it's getting done. It's cost saving. These are cost savings for the organizations. Now moving into operations, okay? Business hours. These are our business hours. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30. Okay. And we'll talk about after business hours, after duty hours, and I think I gave you some handouts on the 3rd page. That is our emergency on-call procedures on the 3rd page. We can talk about that in a little bit. Again, points of contact, that was the 1st page. Stephen Scott, Matthew Jackson, Rachel Rodriguez. I didn't include John in there because John is actually my floater. If an emergency pops up, like a water break in the cottages or something happens in the high rise, then I'll send John there immediately to inspect it immediately. So he's in and out most of the time, just like me. But Rachel and Matthew and Stephen are usually available. Well, Stephen's out and about too, but I think he's giving everybody his personal cell phone numbers. And again, and our location is, of course, the Wellness Center, 1st floor. We're co-located with IT. We love IT around here. Woo-hoo. Okay, work order completions, okay? So just keep in mind that we have approximately 11, 12 people with tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay, on a quarterly basis, we're accomplishing approximately 2,500 to 3,000 work orders. That's a lot for 600 residents. Annually, we're conducting probably about 10 to 12,000. That should be accurate, right? Okay. Now, what else do we do besides work orders? Mechanical, electrical, plumbing, repairing, sheetrock, drywall, a leak here, a leak there, reacting to fire alarms, things like that. We also conduct preventive maintenance schedules. Okay, so I have two categories. We have in-house PMs and outsourced PMs. Okay, so preventive maintenance schedules. These are scheduled throughout the whole entire year. Some are biannual, some are quarterly, some are annual. Okay, so like fire extinguishers and smoke detectors, those are done in-house. These are all done in-house. Garage doors, PMs, dry vent PMs, HVAC filters, roof gutters, drains, water heaters, waste drains, these are all conducted in-house. And we're talking about a small team that I have. Now, the ones that are outsourced, the reason why we outsource the work is because we're not certified to do them. Grease traps, you have to have a certain license to clean out the grease trap. HVAC seasonal checks, you have to be EPA certified. You got to have technicians that know exactly how to work on these HVAC units, and also kitchen hood cleanings. Okay, these are all part of the scope that we have to outsource in the department. And again, coming in as a director here, when I came on board, I did not see any PMs going on. And remember, the Crestway side is 20+ years old. And there's some things that Mr. Fuller, Gordon, and all the other directors here are trying to catch up on because we were lacking certain preventive maintenance throughout, the community. So at sometimes it gets daunting because we're trying to catch up, and we're trying to be proactive, but sometimes it's hard to be proactive when you're always reacting to things that are old and just breaking down on yourself. But I think for the most part, we've done a lot for infrastructure upgrades. We have new cooling towers. We have all new piping underneath the high rise. And Mr. Fuller and Gordon approved new chiller systems. So once we get the chiller systems up, hopefully we won't have any more issues with fluctuating temperatures in the high rise. It's a $1.3 million project. Healthcare has new cooling towers. These are the things that and also throughout the community, who here has gotten a new AC system in the last year? There you go. So these are happening. We're purging out all the old HVAC units in the cottages. A lot of them are work systems that are probably 13+ years old. The good ones, they're probably even older, the good ones, And we're replacing them with new ones, because these are things that we need to do for life cycle replacements. Okay, so the concept is, get rid of the old stuff, bring in the new stuff. And we're also we're putting all of these information, this data, into the work sub for asset management. Okay, so we had a gentleman here. He now works for Tabitha, Manuel Martinez. Okay, so if he's come to your home and looked at all your appliances, has anybody? Okay, so he's taking all that data, right? He's inputting all that into the work sub system, and we're putting it in the system and say, okay, what's the manufacturer date? When did we bring it in? And it calculates all the life cycle replacement and the cost of replacement in the near future. So that's happening now, but it's at a standstill because I need to bring someone else to conduct that inventory. Okay. So we currently had a resident satisfaction survey. For those of the residents that participated in the resident satisfaction survey, I want to thank you very much for your positive feedback. Also, because I think that as far as my department goes, I think we had a pretty good report card from all the residents. So we really appreciate all the positive feedback. But you know what? There's also things that we can work on to make our department a little bit better. Okay, so and one of them was the confusion between departmental responsibilities. Okay, who does what? Who does what? General Magruder came up to me probably about a year ago asking me about this. Hey, can you tell me who does what? Can you maybe make a cheat sheet for me? So page 2 in your handout, okay, has a cheat sheet on who's responsible for what. It's either facilities, housekeeping, or design studios, okay? So now I could easily fill this thing up with all kinds of work orders, okay? But just keep in mind, okay, so rule of thumb, okay? Facilities will always conduct repairs and maintenance. So when you're confused about something, okay, so who does it fall to? Who does it fall under? Housekeeping generally conducts cleaning and landscaping, okay? Cleaning and landscaping, and design studios, general unit upgrades, okay? Newer general unit upgrades. If you want to do carpet, there's nothing wrong with your carpet, okay? You want to upgrade, you go see Tabitha. If you want new appliances, there's nothing wrong with it, then you go see Tabitha. Now, I'll replace it with its bed, essentially. So, like I said, hopefully this cheat sheet that I provided y'all, this memorandum for distribution that I created, can kind of help everyone out, you know? And it's just, hey, look, light bulbs. Light bulbs is the issue at one point. Who does it belong to? It says on there, it belongs to housekeeping. Landscaping, you know, that belongs to Anita. But most times they'll come to my department and say, hey, there's something going on with landscaping. You know, my landscaping drains out there, my yard's not looking, you know, it's not looking great. So all these things need to be redirected over to housekeeping. Any questions on departmental responsibility? Hopefully that helps everybody out. And like I said, if you have any other questions, like this is a working document, okay? So there are things that's not on that list, and the residents are asking, hey, what about this particular work order or this particular scope of work? Okay, who does it belong to? We can continue to add to it. So and hopefully we can probably incorporate this, you know, for new residents who are coming in. Maybe it's a handout that we can potentially give to new residents so they know exactly, hey, you know, I'm new, not really sure how to work the work system. I don't know which department this belongs to. You know, something like this could probably help them out also. Yes, sir.
Is this gonna be on, sorry, I'm losing my voice, is this gonna be on the portal, so if it's updated, it'll be the newest version?
I would love to put it in my portal under my department. Courtney, we can make that happen, right? Yeah. Yes, sir. We can put all of this in one thing.
When it's updated, you'll have a newer one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can do that. Did you not get one? No. Okay. So if you ran out, just come see me, and we'll make sure you get one in your mailbox, or we'll bring it to you. Okay? Just see Rachel. Rachel's here. Stand up again, Rachel. So remember that face, okay? All right, so another thing another issue that came up during the resident satisfaction survey was follow-ups, okay? Follow-ups, okay? Even though we did get a good report card, I wasn't really happy with this particular portion of the resident survey. So what we created was Matthew queried all the work orders on a daily basis from the work sub. So completed work orders, okay? Completed work orders are queried into a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet will have a list of work orders, work order numbers, okay? And in each of these completed work orders will be assigned to a particular administrator or a manager or a supervisor, okay? So when a work order is complete, you should receive this new implementation policy in our department, okay? So give us some time to make sure that we're conducting this. But, for example, we have 20 from Friday, okay? So out of the 20, 5 will be assigned to either Rachel, 5 will be assigned to Stephen. IT here? Put a work order in, Always come prepared, right? Always come prepared. See if we can reach out there. Oh, okay. Debbie was had space and timing, Okay, where was that? Okay, so this spreadsheet comes to me, it comes to all of us actually, okay? And certain amounts of work orders, completed workers will be assigned to each one of our administrators or managers, okay? So you should be receiving a phone call, going forward on how was your work order, okay? So our new process will be, was prior coordination made. So another thing that we Another coordination we wanted to do is to make sure that we contacted you guys before we came into your unit. You know, I hear that sometimes my technicians just show up and are not, you know, making prior coordination to do work at your home. So we're gonna do better on that, okay? We're gonna do better. We're gonna coordinate prior to coming to your unit, conducting the work. Okay? Technicians, please let us know if our technicians are courteous or rude, you know, because we need to make sure, you know, we're here for the residents, okay? We need to make sure that they're being courteous at all times. But now we can administer Article 15. You guys know what that is, okay? All right. Also, you know, my administrators and my manager will ask you, what do we do right? What do we do wrong? What can we improve on? Did the technicians clean up after themselves? So these are new processes that we're going to implement in the department. So please let us know if these things are not happening. You know, just give us some time. Give us some time, okay, to implement this. Again, this is, you know, basic AAR process. You know, after action review, it's a simple process, and it shouldn't be that tedious. It shouldn't be that difficult for administrators to ask these questions. Okay, this should be the last slide, I believe. Okay. All right, emergency on-call procedures. So again, hours of operations, business hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. After business hours, we implement, or the on-call maintenance technician will take over from there, okay? So essentially, here, Saturday and Sunday, we're available 24 hours, okay? Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 a.m., okay? We're available for on-call. Third page, did everybody see the third page? It should have on there the criterias for emergency on-call. What's considered an on-call? Any leaks, any power outages, any HVAC issues, no water, no hot water, you know? There's a lot of things on there. Smoke alarms, your smoke alarms, your batteries, you know, at one point, that wasn't considered an emergency, but it is now, because I know it's annoying. So I said, you know what, we need to change those batteries. You know, and also to mitigate we're also conducting changing out batteries annually also. So hopefully we won't have the smoke alarm problems anymore. Electrical outage, just so you know, for electrical outage, well, if it's an isolated issue, we can probably address it in-house. If it's a mass issue, it's a CPS issue. There's no way we can address it. We've got to wait for CPS to fix it. Time check. That was quick, about 25 minutes. I talk fast because, you know, I was an air traffic controller in the United States Army, senior air traffic controller. So I would talk to maybe 20 different aircrafts in the air, and I would talk fast. I would talk really, really fast. So, but that's probably why I got that quick, you know?